The new Sanremo CUBE comes with an app. What are the benefits of having an app with a coffee machine? Today we're going to explore those. Hey everyone, I'm Luke and welcome back to the Tastier YouTube channel where we guide you through all things coffee. And so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos, make sure you do like, subscribe and hit the bell and you'll be notified when we pop up our latest video. And if you've got a question about this cube or the app, make sure you leave it in the comments below. We will happily answer those for you. So, as I said, what is life like having an app on your coffee machine? So that's how exciting it is to get out of bed in the morning and get to your coffee machine when you know you've used an app to turn it on and it's ready for you. So there's a new era of connectivity that is coming into our lives across all different appliances. And look, coffee machines, it's definitely the new trend to have that happen. So we've downloaded the new Sanremo Connector app and we've got it working here with the Cube. So there is a bit of a process there, which I'll get to in a second. But what are you going to experience by having an app? Well, there's quite a few things. This is a single boiler and it's actually going to allow you to adjust that temperature. You can do it manually on the front or you can simply do it from an app. It syncs really quick and it's nice and easy. You've also got the benefits of being able to turn it on in the morning, just from bed. So what you can do is go from standby to on without even having to get up and reach your machine and turn it on. Now that's a huge benefit because even though this has a 1.8 litre water tank, you might think, oh wow, my machine is empty of water. Well, they've thought about it because in the app, it's going to tell you if there's enough water in the tank. Now, if you decide to plumb your cube in, that's not going to be an issue. So you can confidently wake up, hit standby, turn the machine on, go have a shower, get ready, and by the time you come out to your machine, it's ready to go. So on the app, there is a counter which is going to tell you how many coffees you drink each day. I don't think that's a good thing because the number could shock me. And then there's also the timer. So you can get a real live feed of this timer straight on the app. So you can have it sitting down on the table and actually see what's happening if you need to. So that's pretty cool. So when you go into the settings of the app, you'll be able to look at the programming. And that actually allows you to turn the machine on and off around a time schedule. So if you know you're getting up a bit earlier and you know your app isn't going to work or you want to leave it on for someone else in the house, you can actually have that preset to be ready for when you do wake up. Or you can turn it off, say at 9 o'clock when you're leaving for work. So you don't have to leave the machine on all day. So that's a pretty handy feature to save yourself some power. As I said before, there's the counters, so it will give you a history over a period of time of how many coffees you've had, so you can track how much the machine is being used. There's a section for the Wi-Fi connectivity. So in that, there are two ways to use this machine. I'm going to come back on that because it's a little bit more detailed, but it'll tell you the statistics of how the machine is connected, how you can integrate that to your home Wi-Fi network, or run it straight from the phone. There's an alarm section, so you can set things like the water filter, so how often you need to actually change that water filter. That's going to save you a bit of money if you're monitoring that kind of things, because otherwise you have no idea if that filter needs replacing or not. You might just pull a 6-month or 12-month time frame out of the air, and essentially that's costing you more if you're replacing it quicker than you need to. You've then got a user settings, which allows you to change things like the language or any customizable things that you want in here. The clock, change the time, the units of measure if you want to go from degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, eco mode, and the machine name. And so what does the future look like having an app with your coffee machine? Well, I've just told you the benefits that are here and now, but when we look at the commercial side of things, there are so many cool other things that are being introduced with the connectivity between your phone or the Internet of Things with a coffee machine. So essentially, we can now have a scale and we can be monitoring the actual extraction coming through. We can basically record that data. We can graph the data. We can start to measure other parts inside machines on water flows and pressures. So the future looks really amazing to understand even more that is happening inside this machine. And from a tech point of view, if you had a problem with the machine, you can actually look on here and find out if the boiler is working or a couple of other issues that might be happening inside that machine. So you could talk to a tech on the phone and be able to get the health check on your machine before you make the trip down to the service center. So there's a bit of a process to get the Cube to connect with the app and your Wi-Fi network. There is a little booklet here, and don't throw it out because there is this code down the bottom which you can use to scan the QR code, but also it's got the password on here that you'll need to register to the Wi-Fi network with your machine. Now, the easy way to do this is go straight to your App Store or whatever what's the other one called? App Store or Google Play Store? Is that the one? Yep. All right. So first you've got to get the app. You can go to the Google...
Just go to the relevant app store, get the app.
All right. And download the Sanremo Connector app. It's really easy. You'll find it. Just press the button and it downloads. So once you've got the app, you need to use the password. And as I said, there is a password for every individual machine, which is down here, and it says the Wi-Fi WPA number. Now, if you do lose this, it is actually located under the drip tray as well. So down here on the serial number plate. And if you lose both of these for some silly reason, I know you can ring up the guys at Sanremo and they will help you find that password, or they can reset it. Not that anyone had to do that. So once you put the password in, you're going to be accessing the Wi-Fi from the machine to your mobile device. Now, there is a little bit of a trick here that I've noticed. You need to make sure that your phone is on the Wi-Fi network, which is the same network as the coffee machine. Have the app closed, then open, then go to your Wi-Fi settings, select the Sanremo Cube. It will then connect, and then go and open the app for the actual Sanremo machine. Now, what that actually allows you to do is get the app up and running like this. There is another stage that you'll have to do, and you go into your user settings, the Wi-Fi settings. And when you're in the Wi-Fi settings, you need to change the Wi-Fi network. Now from here, you can make the machine connect to your home network. Now, I highly advise doing that because that's going to be a solid connection from the machine to your Wi-Fi, and then your phone, if you're sitting in bed, will be on your Wi-Fi network as well, and you can communicate a lot easier between the two. You'll get a much larger distance as well for the connection, and it won't drop out as much because I found being connected straight to the Cube, if I walk away or I've answered a phone call, it does disconnect and you have to reconnect. So let's take a quick look at the Sanremo Cube app. So you can see it's the home screen. We can go in and look at programming. We can turn that on and off and pick our days of when we're going to be turning the machine on and off. We've got our counters. So again, today's, weeks, month, year, how many coffees the machine's actually made. We've made 31 on this one so far. You've got your Wi-Fi connectivity, as I said, and this is where you'd be changing your Wi-Fi machine to the Wi-Fi network. Cloud status as well, you can link this straight up to the cloud as well. We've got alarms. So at the moment, there is no alarms in there, but I know you can select filters. User settings, so your language, your boiler, this is where you'll increase or decrease that temperature. So you'd only be decreasing that for extracting black coffee at a different temperature. Remember, if you do drop that down, your steam pressures is going to go down as well. Units of measure, Fahrenheit or Celsius, and PSI or bar pressure. So this is how your steam is being calculated. Clock settings, obviously, if you're going to go into daylight saving, you want to make sure you get that right. You don't want to miss your coffee in the morning by an hour. Eco mode, so that's going to save you power, obviously, when it's not being used. There you go, there's the filter report. So I'm pretty sure if you turn that on, there you go, you can add how many months you want that to be or an expiry date. It's pretty handy because in commercial environments, we basically put a sticker onside the filter and have to go back and check. And a machine name, well, let's call it Bluey. Done. So our cube's now called Bluey. So now we've got Bluey, and this is our first page. And you can see we've got our boiler temp, we've got a full tank of water. This isn't running from the mains connection. I'm sure if you did do the water connection, you'd probably have to turn that setting off. And then you've got your timer. So if we actually just start our extraction, you can see that the time is ticking along exactly the same. And the daily count is up to 2 for today. And turn your machine on and off. It's as simple as that. So definitely a much easier user interface when you've got an app to be able to change anything in a coffee machine. You can do all these, or some of these things I should say, on the actual front of the machine, but you definitely can't track all of those other features that are inside the machine. So more and more, we're starting to see apps being connected with coffee machines. And I think the future is looking really bright, being able to have this kind of information in our pocket. So guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed getting a glimpse of what an app would do for you and your coffee experience. If you've got a question about it, hey, leave it in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching our channel. We love you, stay safe. Catch you next time.